Cosmicism is a literary philosophy built on a bleak premise. The universe is vast, mechanical, and completely indifferent to human existence. The architect of this philosophy was H.P. Lovecraft. The famous gods in his fiction were actually extraterrestrials, obeying natural laws we simply can't comprehend. Because these entities operate on a cosmic scale, human constructs like morality, biology, and especially gender should mean absolutely nothing to them. Yet the Cthulhu Mythos features two prominently categorized female deities, Shub-Niggurath and Mother Hydra. How did formless, indifferent anomalies end up with highly recognizable, gendered, and structured human titles? Understanding this requires looking past the fiction to a decades-long philosophical war between the writers who inherited Lovecraft's universe. Lovecraft never intended to create a rigid pantheon. He treated the Great Old Ones as background flavor, humorously referring to his world-building as Yog-Sothothery. When human cults appear, they represent a flawed reaction to the massive. We see terrified people desperately worshipping forces that don't care if they exist. He shared this fictional sandbox with contemporaries known as the Lovecraft Circle. They organically cross-referenced each other's monsters and forbidden tomes, but they actively avoided setting strict rules. During this era, entities like Shub-Niggurath remained largely formless. They existed as vague, creeping threats rather than defined characters. This messy, collaborative approach successfully preserved the core of Cosmicism. The shared universe was terrifying precisely because it refused to be fully understood by the reader. Following Lovecraft's death, his publisher, August Derleth, took control of the mythos. Derleth imposed a very different vision on the material. He introduced human morality into the void, framing the cosmos as a battleground between good elder gods and evil great old ones. Derleth mapped these deities onto classical human elements, forcing abstract shapes into four labeled boxes: air, earth, fire, and water. Shub-Niggurath is locked into earth, shrinking a cosmic force into a terrestrial domain. Mother Hydra is grouped into water, permanently tied to aquatic dread. These classifications stripped the deities of their vast, incomprehensible nature, reducing them to elemental bosses with predictable behaviors. Shub-Niggurath and Mother Hydra began as expressions of an uncaring void, and ended up as rigid elemental matriarchs. This transformation directly contradicts Lovecraft's vision of an uncaring universe that defies human logic. Lovecraft believed that coming face to face with the true scale of the universe leads to madness. To avoid that collapse, Derleth did what humans have always done. He invented a system to make the infinite feel small and orderly. To survive the horror of the infinite, our brains invent rules, assign elements, and apply familiar titles like Mother to make the dark feel smaller. The evolution of these gods shows how we survive the fear of the unknown. We turn the incomprehensible into a list, and we put the infinite inside a box.